Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Bites. My name is Clifton, and welcome to another Thursday night live stream. It's been a minute. I know I was off last week, but I am back. I've missed you guys so much. For those of you that are watching the replay, you probably didn't even notice I was gone. But for those of you that tune in every week, I did take last week off. I had a work commitment on Thursday night. So, I have something a little special planned. I'm trying a bunch of new things to me. A lot of bottles were sent to me from brands. Some of these I bought myself. I just haven't had a moment to review them. I used to, do my podcast where I would do like first impression reviews. Now that I've kind of taken a break from the podcast, I feel like I haven't done enough of new bottles for the channel. So that's what tonight's stream is all about. Whether you're watching live or the replay, if you are watching the replay, make sure to click the chapter markers down below to skip around if you want to get to a certain whiskey. But if you want to watch the full stream, hello, we love you, welcome, and happy Thursday. I feel like it's been so long since I've talked to so many of you, but I'm so glad to see y'all in the chat. I'm looking forward to our Patreon after party after the show. As y'all know, every Thursday night, we do an after party for everyone $10 and up on Patreon, where we hang out on Discord, we drink, we talk about the stream, we talk about what's going on in our lives, and man, I got some stuff to tell y'all. So if you want to stay for the tea, come for the whiskey, stay for the tea. Oh my God, I'm copywriting that. Don't you put that on a shirt. I'm bourbonbites.threadless.com. That sounds like a shirt. Would y'all buy it? I would buy it. Maybe a pride shirt. Anyways, welcome. I want to say hello to a few folks here in the chat. Brandon says, evening, it's been too long. Miss you. I miss you too, Brandon. Hopefully I get to see you. Are you coming on Saturday to Aaron's house? My local group's doing a little meetup this Saturday, so hopefully I get to see some of the folks here in the chat. It has been too long. What's up, Zofer? Don Nishida, Mr. I Never Win, Mr. Won last week's or 2 weeks ago's giveaway. Hopefully you have, I know you've received your samples. Hopefully you have been enjoying them or you're saving them for an occasion. Funny story. So last time I did a stream, I did a port, a flight of different ports, 10, 20, 30, and 40 years old. I was actually at a work dinner on Tuesday night this week, and, it came dessert time. Everyone ordered the dessert and everyone's getting coffee and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I think I'm a port guy now. So I asked for a port and I got a port, and I will say, 4 of the people at the table got one too because they were curious to try it. So I feel like I'm influencing people to try different things, branch out, and it was really good. I don't know which one it was. It was a 10-year, but again, it wasn't on my dime. So, but it was really, really nice to try that. So I guess I'm a port guy now. Prescription Bourbons in the house. What's up? Good to see you. Tony Bag Donut says, hey, Cliffy. Hello to you as well. Emily, what's up, Emily? Emily is an amazing mod and Bite Club member here. I know Brandon's also a Bite Club member, and Don Nishida. I want to make sure I didn't miss anyone up there. That was also that. Kathy Joe, Women of Whiskies. Cheers. I'm going to go brew some tea now because this sounds like it's going to be good. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, Kathy Joe, welcome so much. Thank you so much for being a supporter of the channel on Patreon, here on YouTube as well. And also being an amazing freaking whiskey tuber. Y'all go check out Women of Whiskies. They go live every Wednesday night. They do a fun criminals and cocktail stream, I think, on Thursday nights. Earlier than my stream, but I think that's once a month. I'm not sure when the next one is. Let us know, Kathy Joe, when the next one is. I'm looking forward to watching that one. Wesley Zeller's in the house. Wesley, good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. I feel like it's been a minute since we've chatted. I feel like I've missed all of y'all so much. Adam Freeze in the house. What's up, Adam? Adam is an incredible patron of the channel. And a couple shouts to my newest patrons. I know Tony Bag of Donuts is one of them, but there's also a couple of other people that are new to Patreon. Hey, if y'all do want to support the show beyond just showing up, I appreciate y'all showing up every week. You can go to patreon.com/bourbonbites. I put a little thing down there. You can do a 30-day free trial to our Bourbon Megabyte tier, which gives you our after party hangout, which is so much fun. So hopefully you guys give that a try. Do you want to give a shout out to our newest patrons, of course, Tony Curtis. That's the other Tony, not Tony Bag of Donuts, but Tony Bag of Donuts also became a patron very recently. So appreciate those guys. Give them a huge shout out. Love all of y'all that do support the channel for as little as $2 a month. So gotta give some patron shout outs. Like I don't do that enough. Side quest. I love it, Zofer. Yeah, he inspired me to call my little expeditions beyond whiskey as side quests. I think that's so clever. Totally. Maybe I'll put it on a shirt. Hashtag copyright. That's how you do it these days, right? You just say hashtag copyright and it's yours. That's my guess. I don't know. James Taylor's in the house. What's up, James? Awesome. Got a great crowd tonight. Well, like I said, we're going to be trying 4 different new to me whiskeys. 5 if there's time. I do have an extra one here just in case, but I have nothing in my glass, so I think I should get something poured. First of all, tell me what you are drinking. I'm really curious to hear if you have any of these other samples or bottles here. If you don't, maybe you have something similar that you're willing to drink along. Love to hear what y'all are drinking, so let me know in the chat. So I think I'm going to work my way up in proof. Hashtag that's not how it works. What's up, Donnie? Good to see you. Oh, Kathy Jo says next week, Criminals and Cocktails is the last Thursday, and this month we're doing the Pettingill family from Australia. I know nothing, but I am highly intrigued. I love some sneaky Australians. Maybe we'll see some here later in the chat. Not serial killer types, but also just great folks. What's up? Yeah, awesome crowd. I feel like my chat skipped, so if I missed anyone, don't worry. I'll see your comments. If you keep commenting, I will acknowledge you. But my chat did skip. So let's get something in our glass, shall we? I'm going to start with my lowest proof one here, which is actually one of the newest bottles to arrive. This is actually a sample sent to me by the brand, and this is the new Blood Oath Pact 9. So this is a Kentucky straight bourbon finished in Oloroso Sherry casks. As with all Blood Oaths, it is 49.3% ABV, 98.6 proof. And yeah, this is finished in Oloroso Sherry. So I'm intrigued. I do love me some sherry. I know I said I'm a port guy earlier, but I am very much into the fermented varieties of wine. I will say Oloroso it took me by surprise the first time I tried it, but I'm appreciating it more and more. I do tend to go for more of the sweeter, like the PX sherry or the ports. But Oloroso, something's interesting about it. So I'm really excited to see how it affects this Blood Oath. Now I do have a press release here, maybe with some more tidbits of information. So let's see what they have to say. Let's see. So limited supply of 17,000 cases, which is like a 3-pack. So multiply that. The 3 is like what, 40-ish thousand bottles, maybe closer to 50,000. Suggested retail price is $129.99. And this is done by master distiller and master blender John Remp. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Over at Lux Row Distillers. I'm a big fan of Lux Row. They do some really awesome stuff. I'm really excited to give this a try. I feel like Blood Oath has kind of been hit or miss for me. Some of them that really take on some really intense characteristics from their finish have just knocked it out of the park for me. But we'll see how this one does. Let's learn a little bit more about what's in the glass. So it combines some of the finest extra aged bourbons that they could find, including a 16-year-old ryed bourbon, a 12-year-old ryed bourbon, as well as a 7-year-old ryed bourbon finished in Oloroso sherry casks from the Sherry Triangle region of southwest Spain. These casks impart unique woody and ripe fruit aromas and flavors to make Blood Oath Pact 9 a memorable pour. So I don't want to read too much. I don't like reading tasting notes. Y'all know I want to give my honest first impressions. We'll go back to the press release in a bit, but I am so excited to give this a try. Thank you to the folks at Lux Row for sending the sample over. Just want to say some hellos to some folks that came in. Steven Sussman, what's up, Steven? One of the OG patrons and Bite Club members on the channel. Kathy Jo says, honestly, I know nothing yet either. Research time is scheduled for Saturday. That makes sense, right? I don't like researching. I like learning from you guys, so I'll have to avoid it. Yeah, you know what I meant, though. Donnie, it's a side quest. Don't ask too many questions. Just kidding. Love you, Donnie. What's up? High five. 5 fingers. Good to see you. I'm intrigued with sherry finished bourbons now that I'm starting to get into sherry finished scotches. Fortified. Thank you. Thank you. Did I say fermented? Listen. I'm just a noob. I just drink whiskey. I don't know what's going on. Fortified, fermented. Same difference, Donnie. Thank you. Thank you, Steven. I appreciate the support. Hopefully I'll save you a small sip. Don't worry. Don't worry, Brandon. Are you I didn't see your answer. Are you coming on Saturday? Let me know. I might save you a sample. Is Cliffy here already? No, Cliffy's not here already. Cliffy had a pour of a younger Heaven Hill product earlier tonight that I wanted to prepare myself for what we're getting to at the end of the stream, which is not quite as old as we're used to, Heaven Hill. Oh, I didn't even tell you all the lineup. Wow. Okay. That's a faux pas. Cliffy's not here, but apparently he should be. We're starting with the Blood Oath Pact 9. We are moving to Yellowstone American Single Malt, the very first American Single Malt from Limestone Branch. Then we're moving on to the hard hitters. We're moving on to the Larceny Barrel Proof B523, as well as the brand new Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B523 that comes with some controversy, as you cannot see on the label, because my green screen does not like to show that. So I'll just read it to you. This is the first non-12-year-old Elijah Craig barrel proof batch. Now it's not a single barrel, it's a batch. These used to all be at least 12 years old, but now they ducked a little below that. This is 11 years, 5 months. So we'll see. Is it as good as every Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, or is it not? Y'all know I am the king of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I've bought every batch or have been given every batch since like 2018. So I would say an ECBP aficionado, as they say. But yeah, so that's the lineup, but don't worry, we're going to go through them. We'll take our time going through them. Brandon says, won't be able to make it. Oh, well, Brandon, I will remind me tomorrow. I will save you a sample of this. Speaking of side quests, I love the segue, Emily. D&D is back on Monday. For those of you who don't know, I play a Dungeons and Dragons campaign along with some of your favorite whiskey tubers, including Jason the Mash and Drum, Bill the Whiskey Dick, who is our dungeon master, Ed from the Rock Gut Review, Adriana from Whiskey Mountains, and sometimes some surprise guests. So if y'all want to get into that, it is called Dungeons and Drams. Thank you, Emily, for the link there. Subscribe. We appreciate every new person that comes in. Even if you're not a total nerd like me, you still might have fun drinking with us. So we have a pretty small turnout usually, but it's such a fun group. We have our own Discord server. We do a lot of really fun stuff. So we would love to see you on Monday nights at Dungeons and Drams. I collect that shit like Pokemon. It's still a favorite Cliffy quote about ECBP. Another shirt idea, man. I need to just hire someone to do my merch because like I feel like I want to be that person that's like, that's a great idea. Put it on a t-shirt and then like point to my assistant that's somehow off camera just all the time at all times. So put that on a t-shirt. Expect it in the store in the morning. Yeah, I don't have money for an assistant, but all right, let's go to this blood oath. We've talked enough about what we're doing tonight. I'm excited to see how these Oloroso Sherry casks affect this pretty old freaking bourbon. Let me look at the ages again. I've already forgotten. 16-year, 12-year, and 7-year-old. So the youngest in here is 7 years old. Now, of course, as with most luxury products, we don't actually know where this is sourced from. It's not disclosed. Do they tell us the city maybe? Not on my bottle, but again, this is just a media sample. I know it's Kentucky bourbon. I mean, that's clear. But, well, I say that. I don't see Kentucky bourbon listed. Oh, it is Kentucky bourbon. Okay. I was about to say, whoa, wait a minute. What? No, it's Kentucky bourbon. Yeah, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It says it literally right there on the label. So, yeah, so that gives you the info about it there. But yeah, let's go and give this a nose. I'm really curious. Oh, okay. I will say that older bourbon is really, really standing out. I mean, just the first nose on this is that oak, super oak forward. I love that. It's one of my favorite notes on a whiskey. I think I tend to go towards older whiskeys anyways, like just my personal preference. I prefer, 10 plus. I mean, sometimes don't get me wrong, I do enjoy some younger whiskeys, but when it's that 10-year, 12-year age statement, it's like my happy zone. So again, the youngest is 7 in here, but there is some 16 and some 12 in here as well. I will say that nose does show signs of those older whiskeys in here. In terms of the Oloroso Sherry, not on the nose. I'll be honest. I'm not getting way too much of the nose. Now, this is a lower proof. It's 98.6, as with all blood oaths. I'm not getting that typical sherry note that I would expect from this. It might be more on the palate. It might be a little more subdued, but it's a great nose. I mean, that oakiness just jumps right out of the glass, and it's a very, very nice, like, I would say it's not super sweet. It's like a more of the darker oak than a sweeter oak. But I had to give it a try. So cheers, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching live or watching the replay. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't yet. It's free. So is the subscribe button. You can come back every week. I'm here Thursday nights, most Thursday nights. Next Thursday, I won't be here because I'll be in Hawaii, Aloha Don, to celebrate our anniversary. So I will not be here next Thursday, but the following Thursday, I'll be back. So have a fun stream. I have some samples from our friends at Cole Keegan, including their new unpeated line. So haven't tried anything from them before. I have their original and that one, so I'm really excited to give that a try. We might also try a few other things too, depending on timing, but it's going to be a fun stream. So make sure to come back 2 weeks from now. Oh, man. All right, let's give it a taste. Cheers. Okay, okay. I felt like I was missing some of those sherry notes on the nose. They're there on the palate. Wow. And on the finish, it goes almost a little grapey. Grape's not a note that I typically get on some finished whiskeys, but it goes a little bit like, I don't want to say grape soda or grape Kool-Aid, but it has some of those like purple, like not like actual grapes, but like purple grape juice notes on it. It's dry. It's definitely dry and a little tannic. Not very sweet, other than like the hint of that sweetness from the grape juice. But wow, wasn't expecting that palate. That was really interesting. Getting caught up in the chat, Ryan says, yes, I'm an ECB fangirl for sure. I'm having a store pick right now and it's glorious. Cheers. Well, cheers to you, Ryan. I'm excited to visit this new latest ECBP 523. Steven said I should make Cliffy t-shirts of just hangout quotes from over the years. Oh, no, no, no. Maybe if we have an 18 plus shop, maybe for the Dickle picks, but that's about it. Skipping ahead, but where did you get the bottle of Limestone single malt? So yeah, this Yellowstone, actually I bought this. So this was not sent to me by the brand. But I got it at Total Wine actually. I saw it on the shelf. I'm like, whoa, that's a pretty bottle. It's really pretty. It's hard to see because I have a green screen. It has a green top here and it's just a really pretty bottle. It caught my eye and it was like $50. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll give that a try. I like some other stuff from Yellowstone. So yeah, it's a Total Wine. Steven said, I haven't tried my Blood Oath Pact 5 in a while. Might try it out again sometime. Yeah, well, join us on the hangout. Yeah, Don is going to be in Kentucky. He will miss me, but yeah, he's going to have a lot of fun anyway. So, all right, let's take another sip of this one. That was really intriguing. I remember last year the Blood Oath was last year the one the Sauterne cask, or was that the year before? If anyone wants to do some quick googling, remind me what Blood Oath Pact 8 was, because I've had 6, 7, 8, 9, I think. But I remember either the 8 or the 7 didn't impress me too much. But this one, first sip, hell yeah. Let's give it another try. I mean, the first thing I noticed that it is lower proof, 98.6. You know, my sweet spot is 100 to 110, so it is a little bit lower than I'm used to. But up front, the sweetness is up front. Mid palate, you get that hint of that grape. Back end, it's still the grape, but a little bit more oak. This is a really nicely balanced bourbon. It's a pretty pricey bourbon. Let's be real. $129.99, so $130 before tax. That's for the full-size bottle, of course. I just have a little sample bottle here. But I also know that people pay secondary for it because it's hard to find. I will say, as much as I do really, really enjoy this, you know what? I'll say this. I'll put it on par with some of the Remus Repeal Reserves, which are an Indiana bourbon. They are typically older. They're blends. They're not finished usually. They're usually just the bourbon just blended together. I would say this is on par with quality of that. And that recently shot up to $130. I was a bit hesitant to buy it at that price. I have noticed that the batch 6 has dropped down to closer to 90, 95. I would recommend this a lot more if it were closer to the sub $100 price point. I think 130 is kind of pushing it for being something that's not that high proof. I know proof's not everything. The finish does, impact the flavor, impact the cost, I'm sure. I think it's a great whiskey. I just don't know if I would pay 130 for it. That's my honest first impression of this. Now again, first impression, I need some time with it maybe, but yeah, I think it's a great flavor. I mean, if I had someone give me a pour of this, I would be thrilled. I just feel like 130 is a bit steep for it in my opinion. Oh, Donnie says Pact 8 was Calvados. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, gotcha. James just head over to Perry. Oh yeah, Perry's having a meetup over Labor Day or Memorial Day weekend. I'm so sad that I can't make it, but I hope y'all have a fantastic time. Sounds like so much fun. Tony said Don is going to be with me collecting his samples from the Cliffy Bus at St. Patty's Streamathon. Collecting his samples from the Cliffy Bus St. Patty's Streamathon. Oh, okay. I was like, what? Did I commit to that? Then I realized, oh, shoot. The other night I was live for like 2.5 hours. That's what you're referring to. Oh, yeah. I don't even remember. But yes, hopefully that was. Oh, Donnie, you know what? I misread what you said. Pact 8 was Calvados. Pact 7 was Sauternes. I had them flip-flopped. Yeah, I think I don't want to speak off turn because I don't remember which one I felt like was lacking flavor. One of those two, though. I don't remember which one it was. I feel like it might have been the Calvados, and I was just saying Sauternes. But again, I actually looked for a sample of it before I started the stream to see, but I didn't have any more of it left. I will say this is an improvement over the last couple of years, in my personal opinion. I do love how the sherry's impacted this. I like that little essence of grape. It has some smokiness too. Sorry if I hear dogs fighting. It's not mine. I don't have dogs, but something's going on outside. Yeah, that's nice. I think the price point's a bit high. Rating wise, I used to rate things on my podcast out of 8 because I love all things 8-bit. If you don't know, there's like a gaming thing to my channel sometimes. But out of 8, considering price, proof, age, which is a plus, nose, which is great with that oakiness, and palate, just got a little grapey fruitness, I would give this a 6. I think it's a solid 6. I think the only thing holding it back from a higher rating is the proof and age, so I'll knock it 2 points. But not bad at all. If you're used to paying this for Blood Oath and you enjoyed the last couple years' batches, give it a try. I'm a big fan of it. Adams is going to pour some Pack 7 shortly. Tony says, should I pour 7 or 8? Hey, let us know. Again, I wish I had some more of it, but I drink it all, so I don't have any more of it. But you know what I do have? More bourbon. Or should I say more whiskey? I think I'm going to move on to the only non-bourbon product we have tonight. That is, of course, the Yellowstone American Single Malt 108 Proof Whiskey. This is from Limestone Branch out of Lebanon, Kentucky. And I have the press release pulled up. Again, this one was not sent to me by the brand. I bought this with my own money. So not that impacts my opinion. I mean, you obviously just heard me review a whiskey that was sent to me that I didn't give a perfect score. So just so y'all know, I'm legit. If you want to come back for more legit, honest whiskey reviews, hit subscribe and hit the bell button to be notified every time I go live. Wow. I have like a part on my nail that I like peeled earlier, and that 108 proof whiskey just hit it and it hurt. So, hey, at least it packs a punch. Let's see. What do we want to put up here? Oh, well, we're about midway through. Let me shout out my monthly retro movie night. We are doing it this Friday. We do it one weekend a month. I put up a poll on Patreon and asked you guys what y'all want to watch. Y'all voted on Predator, the original Predator movie from 1987. I've never seen it before. I know I've seen Aliens. I've not seen Predator. So we're going to do a live watch party over on Patreon. Everyone $5 and up is invited. So if you are curious about joining that, hey, patreon.com/bourbonbites. Make sure to join our Discord server. There's a link to down below. You'll get access. Make sure your Patreon and your Discord are linked so you can get access to our exclusive Patreon rooms. If you don't see the Patreon rooms and you are a patron, shoot me a message. I'll figure it out for you. But we're doing it this Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see some of y'all there. I know it's during Matt Madness, but like, what's not during Matt Madness on a Friday night, right? So I totally understand if y'all can't make it. I'll be watching the replay of Matt Madness, but yeah, if y'all want to watch Predator with me on Discord and have a little bit of an after party after, patreon.com/bourbonbites. Yeah, let's get caught up in the chat. Have you tried Yellowstone LE from last year? You know what? I haven't. I think I actually have a sample from someone. I think someone sent me a sample of that. Was it you, Brandon? I don't know, but I do have a sample of it, I think. Let me double check that. 6 out of 10 sounds right for blood. No, 6 out of 8. 6 out of 8, friend. Because 8-bit, that's my thing for my podcast that I used to do. But 6 out of 8. I think it's really good. It's just the price that kills it. That's the price that kills it. Kathy Joe said, just so you know, I'm legit. Write that one down too. Maybe. I don't know if I can copyright that. Yeah. William Hall's in the chat. What's up, William? See you after the Final Four, Matt, man. I totally understand. Yeah. What's up? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. All right. So let's go to this Limestone Branch. Let me pull up the press release. Let's see what we have about it. So it is a American single malt whiskey. It's the latest permanent expression from Yellowstone. It's aged for 4 years and bottled at 108 proof, made with 100% barley malt mash bill. There's some tasting notes here, blah, 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 blah. From Stephen Beam, he says, I'm proud of the success of Yellowstone bourbon. He said, this is a brand new category of American whiskey, and our offering is sure to become a favorite among Yellowstone bourbon fans and fans of American single malt alike. So retail on this is about $55. I paid a little bit under than that. I paid around 50 in Total Wine. They do support, of course, the National Parks Conservation Association. Some of the proceeds from every bottle goes towards that. Huge supporter of our national parks here in America. I am, what do you call it? I have a card that gets me into those. Love our national park system, and just freaking nature in general. I don't go out in it enough, but I should. If y'all want to see more nature and whiskey, watch Whiskey Mountains. Our good friend Adriana. Cliffy's definitely here. No, he's not. I'm just excited to be back. I'm so excited to be back. The 108 single malt is a total legit bottle. Backup for my backup for my backup. Love this bottle. Well, William, I will say I've only had a little sip of it. I've only tried it once right when I first got it. Didn't know what to expect. I will say I was a little I don't know, not thrown off by it, but it just was so different from what I expected. I will say I'm reading the bottle right now. Let's see. Distilled and aged in Indiana. Just some important info there. It is by Limestone Branch. It's bottled by them, but it is sourced from Indiana. I was not aware of that until I just read the. You got to read your bottles, guys. Let's see what it says. Nothing, and don't get me wrong. Nothing wrong with sourcing from Indiana, and I love when brands are transparent about it. I just didn't know that it was sourced from Indiana. Now that being said, I haven't had any Indiana single malt, so this will be fun. We'll see how it goes. Excited to give it a try. Let's give it a nose first. Oh wow, super cereal forward. Like I'm thinking like not corn pops, but what are those ones that are shaped like little they look like little seeds or like peanuts? They like have the like curve in the middle. They're kind of like they're shaped like this and they're little tiny, they look like little rice grains. It's like an old fashioned cereal, but it's super grainy. I get hints of that, a little bit of sweetness, maybe a little corn. There's no corn in it, but like it's expressing itself kind of like a like buttery, what do you call it? Kettle corn, popcorn. Now I'm going to be stuck on what are those cereals called? They're like little tiny little things. Tiny little, they look like little seeds or little like half peanuts. I forget what they're called. Not Honey Crisp, I don't think. Honey Crisp not the one that's the I'm thinking of like the honey, the oh shoot, you know what? Honey Smacks. I think it might be Honey Smacks. Yes, Honey Smacks. Y'all are onto something. Yeah, it does. It reminds me of, weirdly enough, I've had this so few times in my life. It's weird that that's what's jumping out, but it is sweet. It's got that nice, like sugary kind of like, I would say there's a little bit of honey there. It's a little bit more of like a sugary note though. I mean, it smells really nice. It's very, very different from what I just drank. Let's see. I want to see what William said. He said, I'm a Scotch guy. I came from single malt, and I'm from Indiana, so make the conclusion. Yeah, Fred, I also missed it was from Indiana. I had no idea. That was my nickname in high school, Honey Smacks. Do I want to know, Don? Actually, I kind of do. Tell us on the Hangout. All right, let's give this a try, though. It's very, very interesting in my nose. Cheers. It's a mix of sweet, a bit of like a earthy quality to it, almost like I don't want to say mushroom, that's weird, right? But it has a sweeter grain is so difficult to explain because it's not, I mean, it's a barley note. I'll be real. It's like a barley note, still cereal like, a little sour. It's like a nice balance of sweet and sour. I think it's 4 years old, right? Let me take another sip before I have a judgment. It's interesting. It's unlike anything else in my collection. It's also a beautiful bottle. It's also a good price. Unfortunately for me, it's not my jam. Don't get me wrong, I love a good single malt. I love American single malt. I did a whole stream exploring different American single malts. This one doesn't quite do it for me, and I don't know if it's because it's 4 years old. I don't know if it's because it's Asian Indiana, not that there's anything wrong with that, but just doesn't quite do it for me. Now I know we have some fans in the chat. William is absolutely a fan, and again, can't fault you at all. It's just for me, it's not quite my jam. When I do like a good single malt, I do prefer it to be a bit older, like 12 plus years. But again, there's nothing wrong with this. It's actually kind of cool that it's aged in charred. It said it's perfectly aged in new charred American oak barrels. That's pretty unusual. And I'm wondering if that's what's giving it some of those earthier notes that I don't typically get. Yeah. I will say I prefer the nose of it better than the palate. Um, I mean, I'm going to keep enjoying it. It's so different from anything else in my collection. I'll be glad to have it here. It's just I don't know quite what I'm supposed to be looking for with it. It's so different from what I'm used to and what I like. So that's my opinion. If I had to give it a rating out of 8, we'll keep the rating scheme. For me personally, price is good, proof is good. Flavor is not my style. I'll give it a 3 out of 8. I was leaning towards 2, but then I realized it's 108 proof. It's like $50. It's an experiment. It's like a new product. Yeah, I'll give it a 3 out of 8. For me personally, it's probably leaning to like a 2.5, but I'll give it a 3. American malt doesn't take long. I doubt age is the issue. Okay, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's the barrels. I don't know. But that was fun to try. So let's keep it moving, shall we? Shall we move back to bourbon, which y'all all signed up for the bourbon anyways. Let's move into the newest batches of Larceny Barrel Proof and Craig Barrel Proof. These are hot off the presses. This is this month's release of both of these. Let's start with Larceny. This is a Kentucky Straight wheated bourbon whiskey. This one comes in, oops, sorry if that was really loud. I apologize. B523 is 124.4 proof, 62.2% ABV, Larceny Barrel Proof. As with all Larceny Barrel Proofs, it comes in at about 6 to 8 years old, as far as I'm right. I'll pull up the press release here shortly. But it is cask strength. It is a wheated mash bill. I think I actually have the mash bill here. Might be in the description below. Let me check. Let me check my press release first. Maybe it's there. It's not in the press release, but I think I put it in the description below. So if anyone wants to scroll down and copy and paste that for me, that'd be great. So B523 is 124.4 proof, aged 6 to 8 years. I was correct about that. Yeah, it comes in at $59.99 SRP. There's some places like in the Carolinas, I do see it for that price. Around here, it's closer to 70. I will say it's a little bit of a price increase. But yeah, I think I've enjoyed last year's Larceny Barrel Proof. Last year was really, really good. So I have high hopes this year. I think, they've continued to knock it out of the park. Let's see if they keep it up with the B523 batch. William says, I am biased, so no fault to you. Yellowstone hits me right all the way around, and all expressions, especially the 102 and 115 expressions, and the single malt. Absolutely, yeah. Everyone has their own palate. Like, I'm glad that you hear that you enjoy it. Celebration night with Kira Wednesday, then taking Murder Thursday. Oh, talking Murder Thursday. I was like, I heard that as like med. I don't know. Cliffy might be starting to show up. Maybe a little bit. William says, everyone is different, and like is always said, drink what you like and like what you like. No one should ever judge you on your palate. Well, that's exactly what I was saying. I'm glad that you and I agree. Emily with the win with the mash bill. 68% corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley. Thank you so much, Emily. Appreciate that. Also, thank you, Emily, for all of your great contributions to the Discord. You put some really thought-provoking articles and videos, and you sent me some info about like YouTube's algorithm and stuff that like I don't even know. So, Emily, you're the real MVP. One of my favorite wrenches. I mean, I love all my wrenches, but Emily, knocking out of the park along with Donnie, Fred, freaking. Oh man, all the wrenches. I can't see who's a wrench here, so I can't call anyone specifically. But Brandon, of course, Brandon's a wrench. Ooh, this Larceny, I'm liking the nose. I'm liking it quite a bit. It's a little bit like it. I will say it's also a bit grain forward. That corn is jumping out of the glass. 6 to 8 years is relatively young. It's very sweet. More of a buttered popcorn than like a caramel corn or kettle corn I was getting earlier. I got you, Brandon. I got you. It just doesn't show me who's actually a mod. So Brandon, Donnie, Emily. If you're a mod, raise your hand. I just on StreamYard it doesn't show me, so I forget who all I've given privileges to. Yeah, that's really nice. It's not much oak. It doesn't smell like an older whiskey. It smells like a very sweet, desserty, typical Heaven Hill profile. I'm excited. Let's give it a try. Cheers. Wow. Heaven Hill, these Larceny Barrel Proofs. I know y'all been sleeping on Heaven Hill Larceny Barrel Proof. I did too, but in the last year, they've come so far. Maybe this age range is perfect. It's not overly oaky, very, very sweet, desserty. And I could have a pour of that instead of dessert. Maybe I'll have that in a glass of port, side by side. But wow, the corn really layers on that sweetness. The wheat is more of a less dominant grain, so I'm not getting so much like previous batches. I have gotten a little bit more of like a bready note. This one, not so much. This one's leaning more to the caramels, towards the like maybe peanut brittle a little bit. Very, very sweet, very dessert shop. I always say that about Heaven Hill, but what a great batch. I mean, I'm going to do what I always do is I'll do it end of the year stream. I'll compare A123, B523, and C923 of Larceny and Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and find my absolute favorite of the year. But I will say, not doing a side-by-side, B523 Larceny, it's knocking it out of the park right now. For $60, y'all go give this a try if you can see it, if you can find it. Yeah, I mean, what did I say the proof was? Because it doesn't drink it. 124.4. If I had to guess the proof on this, I would guess 110. Those extra like 14 proof points do not show themselves, and it's a really good thing, and also a really bad thing if you're going to chug it like me. You'll be cliffy before you know it. Donnie raising his hand. Tony says, I'm more of a screwdriver. Well, you know what? Whether you like to screw or you like to fork or you like to nail or wrench, just as long as you enjoy whiskey, you're welcome here. I accept all orientations of tools. Sure, we'll roll with it. It's almost Pride Month. Like what you like, drink what you like, screw what you like. That's all I got to say. Emily says, I love to support the community where I can. That's why I can pay forward the best. Well, Emily, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. William Hall, the latest Bite Club member. Welcome to the Bite Club, William. I wore my Bite Club shirt the other night, so I should have wore it tonight. Hey, thank y'all so much. Y'all can support me on YouTube, whether you support me on Patreon, as little as $2 a month. It does mean a lot. It does impact the channel. I just want you to know that it means a lot. William now has access to some really fun emojis. Kathy Joe is showing them off. But yeah, I do appreciate the support, William and Kathy Joe, and all of my amazing Bite Club members. Love y'all. I would do the heart emoji if I had two arms. I would, I swear. I need someone to complete my heart. Do it. Put your hand to the screen. Let's do it. Aw, that was so cute for the one person that did it. I know it was you, Donnie. All right, moving on. Wow. Cliffy is having a good time. I just missed y'all. I did. All right. Moving on to our maybe last bourbon of the night. We have a little bonus one, maybe. Let's move on to the newest batch of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. This is B523. Gosh darn it. That green screen just does not like this bottle. So you know what? We're going to take a peek behind the curtain, shall we? I've done this. No, last time I did this, it broke StreamYard. So let's see. All right. Maybe we'll see. This is the latest batch. B523, 124.2 proof, 11 years, 5 months. So y'all know they used to put the age statement right there. Look what's missing. The age statement. Controversy, Elijah Craig, they have a whole press release explaining like, wait, don't cancel us. Like we have an explanation. So let me get this poured and we'll read a little bit of the press release. Oh, Tony did it. Thank you so much, Tony. I knew one person did it. I saw you. I felt your energy. That's what we do in California, right? We feel everyone's energy. Chakras and shit. I don't know. I had a coworker, like we went out drinking the other night, and we went out drinking pretty heavily the other night with a few coworkers. It was a great time. I struggled the next day. It was a Thursday night, and I struggled. I was literally half alive. And she's like, oh, I felt fine. I woke up from my 7 a.m. like hot yoga. I'm like, excuse me, one, 7 a.m. Two, hot yoga. Like these are not things that I appreciate. I guess I'm just not meant to be a Californian. I don't know. I'm from South Carolina. We don't do hot yoga. We don't wake up before 7 a.m. on a work day. But that's just my take. Where did you find that? Looked all over Kentucky yesterday and nothing. What the hell? Well, Corey, coming in with the contradictory statement, just picked up the B523 this afternoon, and you had me on the edge of my seat. Well, Corey and William, I did not find this on the shelves. This one is brought to me by the fine folks at Heaven Hill. I'm on their good list so far from a YouTuber perspective. They did send me this sample for review, so did not buy this. But those of you that know me know I'm an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof aficionado. I buy every batch. I buy multiples of every batch, so I would have bought it anyways. So just let you know. William said I had to get on the bus, right? I mean, come on. When the bus pulls up, how do you not climb aboard? Oh, well, okay, William. No, you can y'all are welcome to join the Cliffy bus. All right. Anyways, enough with the tangent. Let's get into the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, shall we? So here's the press release. Again, they wrote a pretty lengthy one this time because they had some splaining to do. So they gave you all the awards as one, which we all know it's an amazing bourbon. Elijah Craig Barrel Proof will now be barreled in small batches with varying age statements. Now, we've seen the varying age statements on the single barrels, right? Some of the Elijah Craig single barrel proofs, those are 8, 9, 10, 11 years old. Well, now the batches are also going to have age statements on them, and they're going to potentially be below 12 years old, which is controversial because people love them for at least maintaining that 12-year age statement. They say we'll have its unique taste profile and proof as in years past, and now a unique age statement that will retain the extra age characteristic the brand is known for. We know extra age is a marketing term. Just FYI, if you see extra age, you see small batch, you see handcrafted. Where's some more? Give me your favorite marketing terms on a whiskey. Those are the big ones, but let me know in the chat. These words don't necessarily mean anything. It's just marketing, and I work in marketing, so I get it. All other qualities of the series remain the same. Non-chill filtered and uncut preserve the natural esters and taste components from the barrel to the bottle. I do appreciate that. The variance in proof and now age from batch to batch is an exercise for true whiskey aficionados to experience the consistency and quality across the series while allowing for the unique intricacies of each batch to pull forward. Each face label will detail the lowest age of the barrel within the batch as legally required. We know when you see an age statement on a bourbon, that's the youngest whiskey that went in there. If there's any older whiskey in there, they don't have to necessarily put an age statement. Or they don't have to include that on the age statement. You just have to put the youngest. Transition of the age from the side to the face label will also show more transparent details down to the month, regardless of how large or small the quantity of the lowest aged barrel in that edition. Batches will be determined to taste and quality by Master Tasting Team, Master Distiller Connor O'Driscoll, Master Taster Tawny Guti, and Vice President of New Product Development and Quality Assurance, Chris Brinley. This change allows for a true small batch selection process to happen, selecting the best aged stocks that make for phenomenal taste experiences. So take that for what you will. SRP on this is about $70, just FYI. That's the official statement from Heaven Hill. Do I have an opinion? Let's wait till we try the whiskey, shall we? Let's try it. Let it formulate my opinion. Then Cliffy's going to speak. He's going to spill the tea a bit before the hangout. It's my first Elijah Craig of any kind, oddly enough. Wow. Even before the small batch, just like the regular 94 proof one. If so, awesome. That's going to be a really, haven't tried it on the channel yet, but I'm sure if it's your first Elijah Craig, it's going to be a knockout of the park. So congrats. Enjoy it. I'm glad to drink it with you. Also known as puffery. Smooth. Oh my God, you're right. Smooth is a great marketing word. I like when they say aged in select barrels versus aged in unselected barrels. They just source those out to other people, right? William says, I don't expect any massive change out of these ECB bottles. Swings, yes, but overall, nothing more than we have seen from the release to release. We'll still buy on every siding. Fair enough. Steven says, I think the next 1 or 2 batches will be higher age, and then it's all 92. Steven, the pessimist of the group, you are my kindred spirit. I had the same thought. I totally thought that, Steven, and I do worry. That's my biggest fear. I know I'm jumping the gun here, but we saw it with Knob Creek, right? Remember we saw those 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old Knob Creeks? Now, do we rarely even see a 10-year? Like, barely? So, that's a genuine concern, and I totally feel you there. Then you waited for a good bottle, better than the shelfers. Oh, absolutely. Raffle for selecting our barrels. Well, shit. Are we selecting Elijah Craig? Because I want to be in on that. All right, but let's give this B523 a nose. Again, no bias. I do know there's bias. Let's be real. There's no way to be no bias unless I'm doing it blind, but we'll do it blind later on. If y'all want to see that, make sure to subscribe. Every year I do a blind flight of all the Elijah Craig Barrel Proofs. So if you're interested in that, hit subscribe. It'll come out towards the end of the year. All right, on the nose. Oddly enough, it's similar to the Larceny. Let me go back to that nose. It's been a minute. Yeah, these are interestingly similar. They do have that corn forwardness on them, which might indicate age. Not saying anything, but I'm just saying. It does have a little bit more of a ethanol punch. This one you can definitely tell is higher proof. A little bit of that bake shop note. A little more smoky though. It's like a not like artificial smoke, but almost like if you smoke a cocktail and they put a little wood chips in your little smoker. Getting a little bit of that. The wood's not coming across as old as like the blood oath we had earlier. But you know what? Let's give it a taste. Maybe I'm letting my bias affect my nose. Cheers, y'all. Okay. I'm in my happy place. This is undoubtedly Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It has all the depth, all the character, all the finish, all the mouthfeel, all of the just overall goodness. Wow, that's a word. The goodness of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. And I know I'm saying this as a fanboy. And I saw Ryan said that she was a fangirl. So I totally am in that same realm. I not that they've done no wrong. There have been batches that I haven't loved. This is still within the realm of what I love about this whiskey. I was hesitant. When I saw the lack of the age statement. I was hesitant when I saw even the nose just now. I wasn't quite sure it would live up to my standards because I have pretty freaking high standards. I mean, my favorite batch is C918. So like, I've been drinking this stuff longer than you've been alive. Just kidding. But so I was really worried. Let me give it a second sip. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. That's nice. It's everything I love about Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Corey, for this being your first Elijah Craig in general, congrats to you. This is really, really good. Hopefully you didn't pay too much. Again, $70 MSRP. I paid more than that for them. Usually, as long as I can get it for under like 100, I think I'm happy with it. Yeah, it's a great batch. If you didn't tell me it wasn't 12 years old, might be able to tell on the nose. The nose, something's a little off on the nose. On palate, though, it's great. I would give it a 7 out of 8. I mean, it's really, really great. The B batch was my favorite last year. The only thing holding this back right now isn't the age statement. It's the nose. The nose just kind of like on par with the Larceny, which was like, meh. What did I give? Did I rate the Larceny? Did I? I don't think I did. Out of 8, I would give the Larceny a 6 out of 8. I think price-wise, it's good. Maybe even 5. 5.5. How about that? We'll go points. Larceny's 5.5. This is a 7. Really, really great. Love this a lot. I just want to get caught up in the chat. Corey says, just got into this rabbit hole and I've been buying an absolutely irresponsible amount of bourbon. Wife is not happy, but you know how that goes. Oh, totally get that. Yeah. My budget, my wallet does not thank me, but my palate does. Last time my local store brought in another 3 bottles of A123 at 64. Contemplating grabbing them because I already have 3. Is that not enough? I was going to say, no, I was like, yes, absolutely buy them. You're talking about ECBP or Larceny? If it's ECBP, buy it. You can never have enough backups. I swear. But again, I'm a Heaven Hill fanboy. Like I'm like legitimately, even if they didn't send me this bottle, favorite distillery. Jim Beam is a close second, but Heaven Hill is my favorite, and this is really great. I have tips for that. Still sleeping on my bed and not the couch. Get her into bourbon. I did mine, and life is so much smoother. She can't complain now. Ah, that's a good point. I did get my husband into whiskey. I will say that, and I've seen quite a few other people get their spouses into it too. So it takes some time. We're super enthusiastic. We want them to try everything, but ease them into it. Be gentle. If they don't like it, they don't like it. But I have a theory that I've seen come to life so many times from other channels. If someone is not into whiskey, they can be into whiskey. Not that they have to be, but they can be with some coercion and training and going easy on them and working the way up, whether you start with a cocktail or just like with some ice or some water. I think everyone can appreciate a good whiskey. It just takes time. More time for more folks and less time for people like us. So, but yeah, that's a great tip. Yeah, try to get them into it. uh How does it compare to the A batch? Well, Clay, I was mentioning a bit earlier. Also, hi, welcome. I do a blind flight at the end of every year once I have the A, B, and C batches. I don't want to do any comparison until I do that. So stick around. I will do that once I have the C batch. I'm going to do a blind flight. I'm going to throw in my favorite batch from last year. I'm going to blind them. I'm going to rank them from favorite to least favorite. So if you want to see that, it's coming up. I just don't like doing side by sides unless I'm doing it blind because I feel like subconsciously I'm going to remember something like, oh, that one's a little more nutty, and that's going to influence me. So that's the only reason I don't do a comparison right off. But on memory alone, on the palate, this is equal, if not better, to the A batch. On the nose, it didn't let me down a little bit. So that's the only reason I knocked a point from it. But that's the only thing. William says, fanboy is totally true, but even the bottles you didn't love are still good. Not longer than I have been alive. Got you by a few years. Yeah. Yeah, I did just turn 30 about 10 days ago. So I'm starting to feel it. I gotta start turning in earlier, right? Paid 75, great price. Absolutely. Retail on at 70, so you made a great price. C batches, I think, are the strongest. I hear that a lot. I hear people love the C batches. In my recent memory, the B batches for 21 and 22 have been my favorites personally, but I also really like the A's. So maybe some people prefer the C's, but I feel like I always prefer the B's. Telling your story here. Oh, about getting into whiskey? Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I swear everyone has a similar journey. Wait, are we still talking about whiskey? Of course, Don. What else would we be talking about? Oh, y'all, save that for the after party. We don't get into that naughty talk. We save that. That's for Patreon exclusive. That's Cliffy XL. XL, I don't know what XL stands for. Surely not the Cliffy bus. Anyways, what's up? What's up, Bill? I gave Dungeons and Dragons a shout out earlier. We all gotta make sure to subscribe. Emily dropped the link earlier. We go live on Monday nights, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. 55 here. Good news is you won't catch me. Well, maybe not. But the Larceny and the ECBP. Let me go back to the Larceny real quick. The Larceny is really good. I just think it's not quite on par with Elijah Craig yet. We'll see. There's still one more batch this year. After Dark, Cliffy. I missed something. No, you didn't. Cliffy's coming out. All right, I think we're going to call it here tonight. I did have another bottle, but I'll save that for an upcoming stream. I did want to give it some time. I don't want to try to rush it at the end. But hey, thank y'all so much for watching this night's live stream. Again, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do on your way out. Hit subscribe if you want to come back next week. Bill is working on a recap of episodes if you want to jump back in and catch up to Dungeons and Drams. Y'all, go subscribe. Hit the bell button on that for sure, because he does some really great edited down episodes, recaps, shorts, puts a lot of energy and effort into it, and I want you guys to go support us there as much as possible. Hope to see some of y'all there on Monday. But Love on Clifton Streams, I'm excited for the movie night tomorrow. Yes. Reminder, movie night, monthly movie night, retro movie night, watching Predator tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Patreon, everyone $5 and up. Literally $5 gets you a ticket into our movie night. So if you have paid $5 for a movie ticket, you might as well pay $5 to support the channel. I mean, no offense, not that you have to, but I try to make it worth it for my patrons. But even those that just support by coming back week to week, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And have a great rest of your week. Like I said, I won't see you next week. I'm going to be traveling for my for my honeymoon. Wow, my honeymoon anniversary, close, but not quite. be traveling for my anniversary, but I will be back the following week with a fun Cole Keegan stream, as well as maybe this whiskey that I didn't get to tonight. So until next time, this has been Bourbon Bites, whiskey reviews with a gaming twist when I feel like it. I thought about saying with an 80s twist because that applies to our movie night. So we'll say that. This has been Bourbon Bites, whiskey reviews with an 80s twist. Cheers, and I'll see you next Thursday. Cheers, y'all. Patrons, everyone, $10 plus. I will see you on the after party. Be there or be. I was not going to say square. Be there or drink. Nothing rhymes. Darn it. Be there. Just freaking be there. Cheers, y'all. Bye.